Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's Up With That, the show that brings you interesting people, places, cultures, and subcultures here in the South Bay, the San Francisco Bay Area, the state of California, and beyond. And tonight, what's up with identical twins? How do we tell the difference between one twin and another, personality-wise? Is there a way? I'm sure there is. And what do identical twins have to deal with in their daily lives? Well, let me tell you something. The guests I have tonight, I've known for a very long time. They crack me up. They have the funniest laugh. Of course, it's a little confusing because they talk the same and they never stop talking. Oh, let me go on. They never stop eating. They never stop making a mess. But you know, I really love them. So, tonight we're going to learn a lot about identical twins and the things that they deal with, which I'm sure is a lot. Please welcome to my show, our show, Sierra Barron and Savannah Barron. What's up, girls? How you doing?
Awesome.
All right, so let me start with the basic question. How do you know you're twins?
Usually she's wearing her hair down and I'm wearing my hair up.
But I mean, how do you know you're actually twins?
We look the same.
Okay. You look. Has anybody ever told you you're twins?
Yeah, my mom, everyone.
So, all right. So, what makes you? Let's talk about personalities, okay? This is a big thing. I mean, I can answer this question for you, but I'll let you. What do you consider yourself, your personality, as compared to your sisters?
I'm a little more athletic than them,
You are.
and
And what? Go on.
they're usually like sitting down on the couch while I'm playing
Mm-hmm.
outside and stuff like that. And I think I'm usually a little bit more boyish
Mm-hmm.
than them,
Yeah.
and they're way more girlier than me.
I would. I would tend to agree that you're correct. And how do you see yourself different from your sister?
Like she said, I'm more girly and she's more tomboyish.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of different friends. Like she would hang out with friends that I don't like, and I would hang out with friends she doesn't like.
Mm-hmm. So how do you define someone who you like or don't like?
Nice. People who talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people, athletic girls and boys. And people who
are nice and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't really like people who are shy
Okay,
and
so
all.
let me ask you a question then. All right, because you know you're identical twins, but like I said, I know your personalities really well. So, whichever one wants to speak first. Now, which one of you is the good one?
It's usually like off and on, like I'm good, then she's good,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm bad and she's bad.
And then, like, I forgot my homework and she gets it, and then she forgets her homework and I do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then our teacher complains because we were in the same class, so we should be able to tell each other what the homework is. But then we say, oh, we were watching TV or we were playing on our DS.
Oh, okay, yeah. Teachers love that. Now, let me ask you a question that I thought was interesting. So, if I pinched you, would you feel it?
No.
No? Because sometimes they say identical twins, they have this sense. Do you ever have a sense that something, do you ever know what your sister's thinking?
No. Oh, sometimes. Like, sometimes when I'm thinking something, she'll say it before me, or sometimes when she's thinking something, I'll say it before her.
Mm-hmm. Like, give me an example.
Like, say if I was thinking about asking my mom if I can sleep over at one of my friend's house, she would say it before me, but she would say a different friend.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do when mom says no?
We usually say please, and we both look at her
Uh-huh.
And beg.
And beg? Like, what do you say? I want to hear it because I've heard it. Come on, you gotta share it with us.
We say please, please, please.
And we do, like, little sad faces.
Uh-huh. Give me your sad faces. You got good. Come on, that's it. Aha. This is a Kodak moment. And what do you do for Mr. Andrew? Please.
Please, can I get candy?
Please, come on, please. Why not?
I'll clean the whole room.
Why not? Okay, so in terms of when you're in your house, okay, which one of you does the most work?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
So are you implying that your sister's lazy? Go on.
Yes.
So Savannah, are you lazy?
Yeah.
Okay. So when mom's at home, do you help her do a lot?
No.
No.
But like when she's scared to stay at home and she goes to my mom with like the grocery store, we would have to clean up her mess and she would say, just leave it on my bed. And then my mom was like, no, clean it up, clean it up. So we end up cleaning up all her mess and she's like, and then when she gets home, she's like, where's all my mess? And my mom's like, I told them to clean up. She's like, and I'm like, you owe us big time. And Sierra's like, what? And I'm like,
I can totally see you doing it too, though. Okay. So, has anyone ever told you? This is a good question. I like this question. Has anyone ever told you that I like your twin sister better than I like you?
Yes, many times.
like
Many,
a
many
lot of
times.
our friends, like they would say, hey, Sierra's better than you. And they'll say, you're dumb. And I'm like,
That happened to
okay.
me today.
And then the other time,
Happened
oh,
today?
you're
Someone
and then
said
the
that
next
they
day,
liked me better.
oh, you're smarter than her. I'm like, what about yesterday? You just said I was dumber. And she's like, yeah, but now I think you're cooler. I'm like, what's up with that?
Yeah, exactly. What's up with that promo here? All right, we're going to look at some video of a show that both of you were in. You were in Cinderella, and you were both the evil stepsisters, and you did very well. You got your lines down, and we're going to take a look at the Barron Girls as they perform in Cinderella. Check it out. They're really good.
Go on now, charm His Highness.
How do you do, you nice man? Praise their kind. What do you think of little me? I think you're a big fat toad. No! Get over! No! Get
That's no way for Mommy's cream puffs to be acting. Now, show the nice young man how charming you can be.
This isn't a nice young man.
Well, can't you pretend?
Looks a little like you. Only prettier. I'll really show you how. No! Don't you silly geese! Get over! No!
Sing a little song for the nice young man.
Tell me, sir, do you like my pretty grin? Do you like my bright and shining eyes? Do you like the dress I'm in? Tell me, sir, would you like to dance with me? Would you like to hold me in your arms? Would you kiss me tenderly?
Are my gumdrops just too sweet for words, Cinder Winch?
They do seem to be trying.
All right, we're back here with What's Up With That, with the Barron Girls, who have a lot of talent. And I have to tell you something really funny. When I first met them, I could not tell them different at all. I mean, not at all. So I used to call them you. So I called these poor two girls you for 3 years. All right, now I can tell them a little different. So let me ask you something about differences. So once people realize you have a twin, do they treat you differently?
A little.
Like how so?
There, we know the guy, and he thought we were just one person. So like once he would see her like next to him saying bye to his son or his daughter or something, he would say, "Hey, hello," and then another girl, and then I will walk up to him and he'll be like, "Why are you dressing different?" I'm like,
Yeah, you ran into the bathroom and changed
"What are you
real fast?
talking about?" He's like, "Well, I just saw you like 1 second ago," and I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And then Sierra would come up and walk next to me, and he'd be like, "What the heck?" And then
Am I seeing
all of a
double?
sudden
Yeah, I bet.
he'll treat us like we're queens, and he would say, "Oh, bye," and he wouldn't say bye to any of the other children. And he would say,
oh, I'm going to watch the show that you're on. And I'm like, oh, okay. It was so funny. Because Sierra would be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, what are you doing? And then he would say, bye, girls. And his son would say bye, and then the father would say, ooh, you have a crush on them. You have a crush on them. He's like, no, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah. Whatever. All right. So, what are the common twin questions that people come up to you that like really annoy you?
They usually say like, oh, do you guys like dressing the same, or
They say, are you twins?
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, that's why I asked that question.
or they say, oh, so what do you like to do better, this or this? And then we both say the same thing. And they're like, oh, so you guys are both the same personalities? And we're like, no. So
So, what about you? What annoys you?
When people come up to me and my sister and say, oh, are you guys twins? What do you guys like to do? Are you guys like the same? And I would say, no, we're different people. And they would like, oh, you guys are different people. And we're like, then they're not twins. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And they would.
Well, I think they assume that, first of all, because you're twins, you look the same, that you do everything together. Do you do everything together?
No.
No? So what do you do that's different from each other?
I
I always thought twins are like, they're just, everything's got to be done the same.
we fight a lot, and when she's playing checkers, I'm usually outside, or I'm inside the kitchen sitting at the table reading or something, or eating.
Let's be honest, okay?
Or eating.
Like your mother told me that you don't have any leftovers in the house. Is that true?
Sometimes I will have leftovers, and then I'll ask my mom for ice cream. She's like, nope, you didn't finish all your food. I'm like, yes, I did. I didn't throw it in the garbage. She's like, I bet you hid it. And she would look all over the house, and the next thing you know, she'll find my food in a cabinet or something.
No, you hide it. Ah, clever. So you talked about something a little earlier, and I was interested because I always see twins dressed the same. Did that annoy you, or did you like that?
I do not like to be dressed the same because I know that we're a bit different people. So I don't think that we should dress the same just because we're twins.
And so, but that was the case, right? As a kid, when you would get clothes, it would always be the same, right?
Yes.
And you just went along with it, you didn't like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't really do it unless our mom would like say, hey, you have to do this. And, we were like, and she would cry about it, and then I would call her a sissy, and then next thing you know, the next day I would cry, and she's like, hey, you called me a sissy. And I'm like, yeah, but you cried for a different reason. She's like, but it's still the same.
Yep. Yes, it is. So do you have your own language?
Sometimes when we were babies,
Like, what was that?
my mom would say that we'd be doing this. And then she would say,
And you understood each other?
And then we
Yes.
would hand each other stuff, and then she would hand it back to me, and then we would fight over it when we were kids.
and
And you
then
would just go, boo, 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 boo.
and my mom would say, hey, you guys stop fighting. And we were like, boo, 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 boo.
I can see you doing it too. Your mom also tells me that at night, you guys actually, while you're asleep, you talk to each other. Is that true?
And my mom said that I used to do flips, and then she used to like say, boo, boo, boo. and like Sierra would say, boo, 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 boo. And I was like, boo, 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 boo.
But were you understanding each other?
Yes.
So you had to. So getting back to this night language, right? Your mom also told me that you answer each other back. So you actually understanding what each other's saying?
Well, I'm not sure because that was a long time ago when I was a kid. I just heard that that's happening.
She did say it was a long time ago when you were a kid.
And my mom said that we used to beg for chocolate milk, and we would do this.
Oh yeah,
And she
you're
would
good at
say,
it.
you guys used to beg for chocolate milk all day. and then me and Sierra did it while we were in the car, and we were like, and she's like, no, you can't have any chocolate.
So there's a notorious trick that twins do, all right? I mean, there was a case when I was in college where a twin did this. Okay, they swapped places and one twin took a test for another. I'm not saying this is a good thing, don't get me wrong. But have you ever swapped places? Have you ever pretended to be the other person?
Once, her fourth grade teacher, Miss Munoz, we switched backpacks. I put my hair down, she put her hair up, and then she gave me her headband. And then we went up from Miss Munoz to our fourth grade teacher, and I said, hi, Miss Munoz, and she's like, hi, Savannah. I'm like, yeah, hi, Miss Munoz. And then Savannah came up, and she said, hi, Miss Munoz. She's like, hi, Sierra. And then we switched back, and she's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What? And
well, that's a notorious trick of identical twins. I mean, that's a big benefit, don't you see?
and my mom would always say, you guys should have done it, because now that you're in fifth grade, you can't do it anymore because you guys are in the same class. And me and Sierra would be like, ah, dang it, who did that? And
Something you lost there, huh? Well, anyways, so we're going to look at another music performance by the Barron Twins, and we'll be right back with what's up with that. So stay tuned.
Time for our charm lesson. Who first? You first. Now, remember, walk, curtsy, and speak. And try to ooze a little charm.
What is it, little me? I'm just a big apple.
Too ungraceful, and you didn't ooze enough charm. Think!
Well, I'm hungry.
You need to be slender and willowy. No food.
Can I eat at the ball?
One dainty tidbit to melt in your mouth.
A tidbit when everything's going to be free?
Rest a moment. Next, you walk, curtsy, and speak. And try to ooze a little charm. And not as fast as your sister. Not that slow. Not that fast. Now curtsy. Speak to my highness. Speak to his highness. Say something charming.
Oh, don't marry that big dog, marry me.
No, 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 no! I need a year, not a week. It's Tuesday. We haven't much time. Now pretend I'm the prince. Be charming. Be charming to my highness, the way I taught you. What's this I see? A perfectly nice young lady. You. You! May I have this dance?
There's no music.
Well, can't you pretend?
All right. Ow! Stop! See?
All right, welcome back to What's Up With That. Again, an awesome performance by the girls. And now we have a surprise here. We've brought on the mother. This is Avelica Barron. So, Avelica, you've been watching the show.
Yes.
Tell me some comments about what your daughters have been saying. How much of it is true? How much of it did you learn?
Well, I learned about the fourth grade tricking a teacher thing. That was something new. But everything else, I think, was pretty much right on. The homework thing, the messy thing, fighting over who's going to clean what. Yes, that's all right.
So why don't you, because you've described me a couple times, describe to me what their room looks like.
oh God.
Well, scattered. Everything is just scattered.
Uh-huh.
And When they clean it, it looks good, and it lasts a day.
Mm-hmm.
Never lasts more than a day.
Yeah.
A week? No, it lasts a day.
So, do you have a response to that? No?
That's right.
She's right?
No, Andrew. No, we don't. What's up with that?
So let me ask you, okay, so having twins, all right? Do twins run in your family?
Yes. Many sets of twins. I have an uncle with identical girls. I have older cousins, my dad's cousins, and I have 2 cousins that have fraternal twins.
Mm-hmm.
So
So when you first got pregnant, did you have an inkling that you might have twins?
no,
No?
didn't expect it at all. It was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I found out I was pregnant, they did a ultrasound and there was one, in the picture you could see one, like an egg.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing was that I knew I was pregnant, but they weren't hearing a heartbeat. So that's why I got the early ultrasound. And when I got the second ultrasound, it had split into 2 little eggs.
Mhm.
So she said, "Did you know you were having twins?" And I said, "No, there was just one. I already had an ultrasound." She said, "Well, they split into 2.
Wow.
That was very early on. I was only a few weeks.
So how did it feel to be pregnant with 2 babies?
It was very weird feeling movements on
Not
different
that I
sides.
would know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know how to be pregnant with one baby, but
Very strange because I have an older daughter, so the difference between having 1 and 2, big difference. Stomach is sideways because one's over in one area and the other one's butt is on another side, and the movements going in all different. It was just very weird, very strange.
So why don't you describe to me your daughter's personalities?
Let's see. Sometimes they switch off. One could be more outgoing, more chatty, while the other one's shy. But like they said, they do switch off sometimes. So I'll see a difference. And usually it's Sierra who's the more energized
Exactly.
talker, and today it's been Savannah. So I guess it just depends. Savannah's more into girly things. She's done dancing and ballet, while Sierra's like, no way, I would never touch, right? Sierra?
Thanks.
Sierra more into, I'd rather play football type
Right.
thing. So they got very different. They're very different.
So when they were little, okay, you told me some stories about them. What do you remember most about them when they were little?
The funny things that they used to do, it was kind of trippy to watch when they were babies, because they would always play really close together. Like they say they fought a lot, but as babies they didn't fight, just only when they got older. So the way that they would interact with each other was different than normal kids. They wouldn't even really have to say anything because they would know what each other was thinking or what the other wanted.
Right. Well, they were talking about that little language they
Yeah,
had.
they used to say, even before that they learned how to talk, they would say something and then one would hand over the toy, and it was like they knew what they were talking about. I had no idea, but you could tell that they really understood each other without even words.
And so, as babies, how did you tell them apart? Because like I said, you and you and you, whatever you are, come over here. It took me 3 years.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm like looking, I'm like, there's got to be something here.
Yep. They still have we still have family members that can't tell them apart, so it's not rare. But when they were little, I always, since the day that I looked at them, knew who was who. Savannah was always smaller. She still is. They've always been different in size and height, and
Savannah's a pipsqueak.
yeah, Savannah was always a little bit smaller. Well, she was born second, so she should be. She's 7 minutes younger, so she's the smaller one.
Sierra was what?
So Sierra was just a different look to her. To me, nobody else saw what I saw, and they still don't. When I try to explain to people the differences, I don't see that. So I guess just as a mother, seeing them every day, I see the difference.
So, as people, get to know them better, how long does it generally take for them to be able to tell them apart?
Well, that's a hard one, because some people will say they know them and can tell them apart, but you can see that they're guessing, because they're always going to have a 50-50 chance of getting it right. So
I always say.
I think all my sisters know them apart. And the older they get, the more that people are being able to tell, just even their voices are not the same. I used to have a harder time with their voices, having to call over the, throughout the house, Sierra, and I'd hear Savannah, and I'd say, that's Savannah's voice. That's not Sierra answering me.
I could never tell that. I would.
She always had a scratchier voice.
They both laugh the same. They both talk the same.
And I don't hear it. I can hear the difference.
Well, that's what they say. I mean, mothers of twins, they know. Well, of course, your mother, right?
Yeah, and I remember people used to say, keep their name braces on their hands so you don't forget who they are. I wouldn't forget who they are.
Right. So we have just a little bit of time. What do you want for your daughters? What's the main thing you want for them?
The main thing I want for them is education.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. I want them to be able to make their own decisions in their lives, make good decisions in their lives. But I think that the number one is education, and they know that because we talk about that all the time.
And then about as identical twins, what do you want for them as they grow up?
I want them to get close, and I want them to be there for each other. And I've always explained to them that that's something special that they have that other siblings don't. They're always going to have each other.
Mm-hmm. Do you hear that, girls? So you promise you're not going to argue anymore in class?
No.
Promise?
No.
You promise you're going to always be nice and you're going to share everything?
No.
And you're going to clean up each other's mess and you're not going
Except
to
for
blame it
candy.
on each other? And we go on and on and on and on? Promise?
No.
I expected that. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. We had a great time. Hopefully the audience learned a lot about identical twins. We appreciate you viewers as always. And remember, if you're walking down the street and you see something interesting and you wonder to yourself, hey, what's up with that? Well, tune into our show, What's Up With That. And maybe you'll find exactly what you're looking for. We'll see you next week on What's Up With That. Good night, everybody.
Hello.
We're here to check some feet.
You're really early, you know.
Well, why don't we get an early start? Lots of feet in this kingdom. Okay, let's start with you. Come on.
Oh boy, Savannah's feet are so stinky in those shoes.
Oh, come on, get it in there! All right.